Hello, this is Mark Satterfield. Thanks for joining me. Want to spend a few minutes talking with you about a strategy that I think is particularly well suited for these unsettled economic times, which I'm calling diversification and domination. Now, as we know, we can hardly turn on the television or read the newspaper without it sounding as if the world is coming to an end. And these are challenging times, but you know that. So the more interesting conversation centers around what exactly can we do as business owners and as consultants, and really what is the best strategy for my consulting practice or my small business. And the term strategy is key here. I think that strategy and having a strategy which you are following is extremely important, especially during these times. And I think it provides both direction as well as comfort. And these twin levers are equally important, because having a strategy, one that you've committed to, it reduces or can even eliminate this temptation to flail about and just to try anything that comes to mind, or even worse, just batten down the hatches and do nothing. And as we know, not doing anything is really the death knell, especially for those of us that operate small businesses. The second point about strategy is that what it enables you to do once you have your strategy in place is to then concentrate on the business of today rather than spending unproductive time worrying about what might occur. And I know with my coaching clients and a lot of the initial coaching consultations that I've done over the last week or so, people are very much consumed with what does the future hold, and what is the various scenarios, and from a practical standpoint, they're focusing on things of which they have no control over. And it's easy to say don't focus on that. But from a practical standpoint, if you have a strategy that you are then following, it enables you to do just that. So let me share with you a particular strategy that I personally embrace and my most successful clients embrace. And I think it's one that is particularly well suited for the challenges we face today. And I'm calling it diversification and domination. And, partly because that kind of has a nice ring to it, but also because it has, I think it's a good description of the focus of this particular strategy. Now, when business is unsettled, this is what we notice. And keep in mind, I've been doing this now since 1992, so we've been through these kinds of times before. I remember in '87 when we went through the crash, what occurred there. So there is a bit of perspective that goes into this, and this is one of the things that I notice, and from my reading, this is what other people notice as well, is that when business is unsettled, clients increasingly turn to experts for solutions. There is a real need on our clients' part to find solutions to their most vexing business challenges. However, what they're looking for is established experts. So this is not the best time for non-experts to break into a market. This is probably not the best time for you to diversify from your core constituency of providing services to, let's say, financial services, to now expanding into retail, where you don't have a strong story to tell. So it's not the best time for non-experts to break in, but it is an extremely good time for established experts to absolutely dominate their particular niche. Now, and it hinges on that word, and that word, of course, is niche. And you've heard me talk about this, arguably to the point of ad nauseum, but it is so crucially important to plant the flag, to become that recognized expert among a very particular group of individuals. And there is a particular strategy for doing that, and that, of course, is outlined in my free report, How to Become the Recognized Expert in Your Field. And if you've not gotten your copy or you lost your copy, you can go to gentlerain.com branding. That's gentlerainbranding.com, and you can get another copy. So, but that's not what exactly I'm talking about now. I'm assuming that you've established your niche and you've planted your flag, and so there are people that understand that you are the recognized expert. But there is a particular challenge that you face during these times, which is that although prospective clients turn to these recognized experts during difficult economic times, and that's been shown to be true in studies that have been done by Gartner and the Harvard Business Review and the McKinsey Quarterly, but even though they are willing to turn to recognized experts, they are less likely to immediately purchase your premium service or platinum level consulting program. Now that bears repeating. They are less likely to immediately purchase your premium service or platinum level consulting program. However, that does not mean that they will not purchase services from you. Now, in fact, this history suggests that they actually are more likely to purchase from you as long as you offer them programs and services that recognize their buying behavior mindset. So I think you can probably see where I'm going with this. Now, your clients need solutions to their most challenging business issues, and they want to work with those who specialize in their type of business. However, times are uncertain, so they are reluctant and risk adverse to invest at the same level as they would be during the good times. But that doesn't mean that they aren't willing to invest, as long as it's the right offer. So what we need to do is we need to restructure our portfolio of services so that it minimizes risk as our prospective clients perceive it. So what this means is that we need to diversify our service offerings. Thus, what the strategy becomes is to dominate your market by offering a full range of services. And what exactly does that mean? Well, let's think about it using the parable of fishing. You could either fish for someone or you could teach them to fish. Now, I believe you want to be in both fishing camps. And typically the fishing for them is your premium service. This is where you go in and you charge them, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, whatever it is for your premium service. And typically premium services involve an awful lot of we will do it for you. In effect, we will fish for you. And during times that are good, that is an easier program to sell. But these are not good times. So this means that we need to diversify the service offerings, and where we want to diversify is in the area of teaching them to fish. You want to now be able to offer them an array of programs and services that teach them how to do this. And these, of course, are your information products. So what we want to do is we want to diversify your offer. And I know that some people say, well, isn't this going to cannibalize my premium consulting? And what we find is that actually no, because what it does is it enables more people to test you out. And as long as your unbundled services, your information products have a high quality, what it actually encourages people to do is stair-step their way up the service offering. So they'll buy your entry-level information product, then they'll buy your more advanced information product, then they'll buy subsequent information products, and ultimately, of course, they will say, well, I don't really want to learn how to fish that much, but now I'm very excited about catching the fish. Okay, now I'm willing to invest in you to actually do it for me. So rather than cannibalizing your premium offer by getting and offering information products, it does the exact opposite. It actually increases the number of prospects that you have in the cycle and ultimately increases the number of people that buy your premium consulting services. So when we talk about diversifying your offer, we're diversifying your offer in this area of how can we teach you how to fish. And when we get into information products, people tend to think, oh my goodness, that's a big thing. I've got to write a book, or I've got to write an ebook, or I got to do this CD program. It's a big, involved, really cumbersome process, and it actually isn't. I'll give you a couple of examples, and probably the easiest, and albeit some of the most effective information products, are webinars or teleconferences. Now, you can do webinars or teleconferences on a variety of things, avoiding mistakes, how to evaluate options, which of course can also be a disguised sales presentation for your particular approach. Case studies, how others have succeeded, what were the steps that they took, what were the lessons learned. When you look at, for example, McKinsey, or you look at Kennedy Information, they do a very, very good job of, in effect, creating case studies, information products around case studies. No reason why you can't do that. So, and there's also a lot of information products around, what we call the how-to, how to do the basic components of what you would provide in your platinum level consulting. Another whole gamut of information products focus on research, saving people time from doing the research themselves. So, quick directories you can put together, hard to find information, templates. I mean, we of course sell, enormous numbers of our sales and marketing directory. And that's a series of templated sales and marketing letters. And if there's any kind of template or forms that you do as a part of your service offering that as a product, of course, is the proverbial low-hanging fruit. But again, going back to the webinars and teleconferences, I think that these are some of the easiest and most effective information products to focus on, because they not only provide good value, but they also allow you to establish a connection with your prospective clients that is very, very difficult to do with strictly an ebook. So again, to be thinking about this, think about it in terms of components. What are the components that go into your full-scale service, and simply, unbundle it, break it out in terms of a flow chart. What are the things that are done, first, second, third, fourth, etc., and offer those as individual components. Or what you can do is you create a series that covers a particular topic. We call this a closed-end training program. So it could be a series of 3 webinars or 3 teleconferences that cover a particular area. Each one would have a homework. You might even offer a free critique of the homework, and you charge a certain entry-level fee for that. Now, what is entry-level? It can vary. It could be $49, $89, $99, $199, $299 on up. There's a lot of variables that, of course, go into the pricing strategy. Now, you can offer an inner circle style program. We do it here at Gentle Rain. Certainly did not invent the process. And here what we do, of course, is there's a monthly webinar which people pay, a very nominal cost, $49 to get. But then each month that webinar is then offered as a product at about $139. And again, each month you're adding to your suite of products. So this is not difficult to do, and it enables people to test you out. It enables people who would be reluctant or adverse to buying your premium price service to become more comfortable with you, to test you out at more of an entry-level price. So really what the goal is to dominate your niche by diversifying your services. So for example, at Gentle Rain, what we're looking at, which is our niche, of course, are consultants and owners of businesses that provide services. And what we want, of course, is If you are in that niche and if you are looking to grow your business, you want more brand new clients, we want to be a resource for you. And that resource may be the $49 Inner Circle, it may be the $495 boot camp in a box, it might be the $495 a month coaching program, or it might be our Platinum Consulting where we charge a fee that's credited against future earnings. So, there is the full gamut, and people come in at all sorts of different levels, and in many cases work their way up the system. And if we can do it, you can do it. And what you really want to be doing, at least from my particular perspective, is that regardless of what budget they have or regardless of what doubts your prospects may have, you have the knowledge, you have the products, you have the valuable assistance that can meet their needs. But of course, the key is getting started. And although intellectually this sounds like it makes sense, most of you are probably saying to yourself, I have no idea exactly how I go about doing that. And that, of course, is the proverbial $64,000 challenge. And that's really the goal of the program that I'm going to launch this coming Friday, October 10th at noon Eastern Standard Time, which is specifically on developing and marketing information products. And the program is limited to 20 people. And what I'm going to be working with over an 8-week period of time is working with you on developing these products so you can dominate your niche. It's an 8-week program. First 4 weeks are group coaching, followed by 4 weeks of one-on-one coaching, followed by ongoing support. If you haven't seen the video that was done back about a week ago, which describes what is going to be taking place in some broad strokes, I've listed the URL, which you can go to. But when times are tough, people take two different approaches. One is to kind of, bring the oars into the boat and hunker down and hope that we ride it out. The other approach, which obviously, I advocate, is this is an opportunity. And this is really an opportunity to dominate your niche because needs for your services don't go away. And if you are perceived as that expert within a niche, you are now in a prime position where you are more likely to get attention, but not attention for your most expensive service. So you want to be able then to create offers, create products that provide good value, and get people into the herd of paying clients. And that's the way you, in order to do that, that of course requires that you develop these information products, which, hopefully I've done a reasonably good job of convincing you is not a difficult task. So anyway, this is something to think about whether or not you decide to join me in the program that launches this Friday. I hope that this has, maybe stimulated some thinking on your part about, how you can, the steps you can take to dominate your niche. So this is Mark Satterfield thanking you for your attention. I enjoyed making this short video for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.